Hey friends, I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody that has supported us to launch scrollofhope.com. It is now up and running and we are very excited. If you don't know what it's about, I'm going to put it here on the video, scrollofhope.com, and you can go there and check it out. But it's basically an outreach of hope because we believe that never before in the history of the world have we needed hope so much. And so we're ready to spread hope to potentially thousands of people all over the world through this outreach ministry. And it's very, very exciting. If you want to be a part of it, just, shoot me a little message and I'll kind of let you know how to be a part of it. But definitely go to the website, take a look at the video. The video explains exactly what it's about. And it's a very exciting opportunity to not just reach believers, but reach unbelievers, reach anybody of any faith, of any background, of any race all over the world. Because I really believe that it starts and our journey here on earth ignites when we have hope for the future. If we have no hope, we're isolated, we're out of community, and we're out of touch. So all of us need a dose of hope, and that's what it's about. That's where it all begins, and then everything else comes from there. So I want to talk just really briefly about this year, 2022. Not only is it a year of breakthrough and breaking that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, but this is a year that a lot of things that have been up in the air since 2020 and even before, they're going to be tied up and wrapped up. And in the first quarter of this year, it's very important that you understand that new energy is going to be given to old projects. Listen to that. New energy is going to be given to old projects. Old things that have been left undone are going to be finished. They're going to be done this year. And I'm excited about it because it means a lot of things in my life that have been up in the air are going to be wrapped up and finished. And it's been a long time coming. But I think there has been a time of real reflection going on all over the world with all of us, okay? And I think there's been a lot of consternation and a lot of stress over where the finances are coming from and things to make life happen and to sustain life. And of course, if you're in North America, you've received stimulus checks in Canada and the US and things to kind of keep us afloat. But we're now watching the market crash because it's been a real false sense of success, a false sense of hope, a false sense of well-being, if I could say that, And, I'm not getting political here. This isn't about a political administration or anything, because a lot of this stuff was set up in the last 5 years, and now we're going to experience the ramifications of what was set up the last 5 years. So it's not like something was done last month or last year. This has been going on for a while, and we've had this false sense of peace, false sense of hope, false sense of well-being in North America, and we're seeing how fragile we are in this pandemic and how easily things can crumble and systems that we've got in place, how vulnerable they are and how vulnerable we are as a people. We've lost many, many friends and loved ones to COVID. I've never lost anybody that died of the flu that I know of in my lifetime. And yet we have, we're into the double digits as far as people that we personally know that have passed away due to COVID-19. Now that's a topic for another conversation. Okay, it's real. We know it's real. I'm done with it. I'm sure you are. Let's get it past us. Let's just get on with life. So let's talk about life for a minute. 3 months ago or so, when I got the vision for the scrollofhope.com, things were just coming into place. June and I went away for a week, and I really thought I was going to finish a couple of books that I've been working on. And instead, almost all of the attention was given to the scrollofhope.com launch. And I really felt an urgency in my heart that we were to launch scrollofhope.com in the new year. And so I went to work memorizing this 12-part blessing. It's a poem, but it's a blessing of hope. And memorized it because I knew I would have to speak it over people the rest of my life here on earth. And I've been able to do that just in the last couple of weeks. And I've been able to see people's lights in their eyes again, and people just, their faces light up when you say a blessing over them, because we are called to bless people. This is a journey of blessing. If you want to know what your JOB is this year, it is Journey of Blessing, JOB. That's our job. And so when you go out and you start to do things this year, understand that whatever you're supposed to be involved in, it should go fairly smooth, and you will receive answers before you even ask to accomplish it if it's the direction you're supposed to go in. If you're not supposed to go in that direction, doors will be closed frequently. Well, how do I know that I'm not supposed to fight to open those doors or keep the doors open? You'll know inside. You will know. You will have a supernatural fight in you and determination put in your heart to go and push doors open that close if you're supposed to be fighting to keep those doors open. Rarely does that happen, and rarely has that happened in my life. So I'm just going to let you know that before we launched scrollofhope.com, God put a handful of people on our hearts to reach out to do a fundraiser for $600 to get it up and running. And I was obedient. I did it, even though I didn't want to in myself. I don't like asking for money. I don't like putting it out there. And it just feels awkward doing that. But I did it anyway, okay? And the day I did it, I went to grab a coffee, and I'm kind of ashamed about it, to be honest, about asking for donations and things to get it done. I kind of had this shame wash over me. And I went and got my coffee, and on the way home, I was just really down, and I looked out the window and I saw this piece of paper flipping down the road. And so I just felt like I was supposed to pull over and check it out, So I pulled the truck over and I got out, and it was a $20 bill. And I took the $20 bill and I kind of heard, I believe it was the inner voice of God talk to me and just say, I pay for what I order. And a man of God told me that years ago, and I really believe that. And so I was kind of just smirking and laughing at how amazing this was, because I just put the texts out to raise money to launch scrollofhope.com, and here I'm given this $20 bill. And then I hear divine completion. Everything I'm in, I complete. That was what I heard in my heart. And I thought, wow, divine completion, okay. And I saw 3 more pieces of paper flipping down the road. So I pull over and get out and go check it out. 3 $1 bills, okay? They're only $1 each, but it wasn't how much the money was. It was what the number meant. 3 is the Hebrew number of divine completion. Well, you can say that's a coincidence. You heard that, you saw it, you stopped, you picked them up. I mean, it could have been 3 apples. It could have been, I agree, but it's not coincidence. It's a God incidence, okay? And God incidents happen when we are in the flow of what we're supposed to be doing. And I honestly believe that this is what we're supposed to be doing, scrollofhope.com. So I got home, and the goal was to raise $600 by the end of the weekend so I could get it launched. And Saturday, we got the final donation in that put us at that $600 mark. And we were able to pay for the illustrations and the background music and everything. And I was able to get everything rendered and published Saturday night / Sunday and get it up and running. And so yesterday evening, we were able to get scrollofhope.com launched. It's officially online, and I encourage you to go to it, and I encourage you to watch the video Story of the Scroll, because that will give you the background and tell you exactly what scrollofhope.com is about. But before I leave you today, I just want you to be encouraged that whatever you're supposed to do here on your journey on earth, this physical journey on earth, whatever you are supposed to do will be taken care of. All the resources will come in for you to do if you're in the flow of what you're supposed to be doing. Now, before we totally close out the video, I want to encourage you with one more huge fact. There's approximately 8 billion people on the earth now, okay? Between 7 and 8 billion people, give or take. The chances of you being here, even being born, are less than if you would have bought a ticket, a lottery ticket, for the entire population of the globe. So if you were to buy a ticket, let's just use 8 billion, for instance. If you were to buy a lottery ticket and there were 8 billion people in that lottery, 8 billion tickets sold, and you had the winning ticket for that lottery, your chances of being here on earth and being born are less than that. Well, you say, how do the numbers work? Well, you have to look it up. And I'm going to give you kind of a couple of factors here real quick, and then I'm going to let you research it, and then we're going to say goodbye just for today. But if you look it up and you look at how many sperm have to go to the egg, and then how many times the act of procreation has to happen, or whatever, or has happened between your mother and father before you came here to the earth and were born, you'll get a little bit of an idea how those numbers work. But they estimate somewhere in the 100 billion to 200 billion numbers of you being here. So 1 in like 100 billion, or 1 in 200 billion, depending on how, all of those numbers happen. And of course, we have no definitive proof how many times, your mother and father procreated, and all of this stuff, and the numbers, and how many sperm went, up the tube to the egg. And I know this can be kind of gross for some of you, but it's life. It's how life happens, okay? I'm not trying to be gross. I'm just trying to tell you that every life is precious, every life is important, and every life born here is important and should be valued, should be appreciated, and should be respected. And so that is my word for you today. Realize your hope. You're not here by chance. Discover your purpose. This life is a dance. Live your passion, making music for others. Leave your mark so they will know the symphony conductor. Have a great day.